I have a little bit of a story the night that I like got doxxed and stuff like that. And I had done the show and I was back in my hotel room. I remember like sitting in my bed and I've never felt as bad as I did in that moment. Like I just felt like literally the weight of the world crashing down on me. And I'm like, I might have just destroyed my life. I don't know what's going to happen, what's going to go on. I'm just feeling crushed. And there was this like weird moment where thinking about all the people that were like sending me death threats or what have you, like I struggle with anger like anybody else. I struggle with resentment like anyone else. But like I almost had like this moment of just this feeling of like love pour over me. Like this feeling of like love where I thought about those people and I didn't say to myself, "Man, I hate you and I resent you for what you did to me." I was like, "I hope that like anything that I'm going through right now, anything that I'm suffering can move you one step closer to Jesus. And maybe one day you're not going to look at me as an enemy. You're not going to look at me as someone to hate or someone who's the boogeyman or what have you. But you and I will be at mass together and we'll be at the same altar rail." And I really couldn't explain like that feeling because it wasn't from me. It was from God. And there was like a weird piece where I for a moment was like, I get to unite myself with Christ, even if it's just in a minor way, even if it's just a little bit. Like I get to experience even just a little bit of the suffering that he experienced when he was rejected or hated or mocked. And to be able to go through that, like I don't think I'll ever be the same because of it. Like it really changed that Monday changed my entire view of life and the world. And now it's like I want to do nothing but love people, even the people who I've cursed out or I felt anger towards or whatever. I just want it to be all love for now on.
That's a good way to look at it, man. I mean, you know, because it's always, especially becoming Catholic. New Catholic here. Um, but the you look at, obviously I'm Unk, dude. I've been around since like 2015, 2016, and I've seen everything come and go. And like the one uniting factor that I've seen in all of the factions and all of the people that have lost, that have not ever been able to achieve their goals, who have fallen apart and disbanded and turned on each other. The one thing that really united them all was the fact that like they really just shared a hatred, a common hatred with, they hated this group, they hated that group, they hated these sorts of people. They like acted and operated in accordance with hatred. And like Tyler was saying earlier, you know, obviously we have this like camaraderie with the Groypers. We have this camaraderie, but it's like it's a love, dude. That's like, dude, I love Pinesap. I love Tyler. People. And not only that, I think that love sort of reflects outwardly too. Like obviously, don't get me wrong, we're a bit of a rowdy group, but we do act in a roundabout way, I think, in accordance with like this definition of love, right? Like we love America. We may not like the state that it's in right now, but we do love our homeland. We love our people. We love the Catholic Church. We love all these things, and we're fighting for them. That's where like our cause is rooted in. And you've been a really great inspiration to me too, because you've always been so positive about everything. Because same with me. I've always struggled with anger. I used to be a very hateful guy. I think if you've seen any of my streams a few years ago, you probably have seen a lot of that. Or if you send me a stupid super chat, you'll probably see a little bit of that still. I'm still working on it. Okay, this is a work in progress. But the one thing that I've learned from like watching you over the years and talking to you, being fortunate enough to be your friend, is to see this like joy and this love that your faith gives you. That I think is that. I mean, I think it's just embedded in you, anyways. I just can never see you as like a hateful guy. I think you were born a nice guy, but it's really inspired me. I think that this is like the way that we win is through love. It's not through, screaming the N word or all this other like retarded shit. It's about love, and that includes in a way our loving our enemies.
Absolutely.
So
And
I think it's really good that you had that moment.
dude, and everything you said just there is on point because it's like I think we all remember a time in our lives where I think I don't want to speak for everyone else, but you guys would probably agree. There was a time where we were all kind of liberals, right? I mean, I
Mhm.
was certainly a liberal when I was
Oh,
like in middle school and early high
Tyler
school.
Tyler's
I voted for
still
Justin Trudeau.
Yeah. And oh, what year was that actually? I'm curious.
2015, I was in grade 12. I was a senior in high school.
I'm a first year Obama voter, 2008. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, we all that exactly is it. It's like we all remember what it was like to be liberal and have that worldview. And, if we had people come up to us and we're like, "Hey, screw you. I hate you. You're evil," this kind of stuff, I feel like it would have changed all of our trajectories. It would have made all of us like go more inward and be like, "Oh yeah, you are the stupid, right-wing Republican beer guzzling chud I think you are, and I'm going to hate you even more." But instead, I think that when we had people in our lives, whoever it may have been, maybe it was a family member or a friend, maybe heck, it could even be a commentator or something or a great book we read, but people who entered into our lives and they said, "Man, I know where you've been. I know what you have experienced. I know what you've gone through. And I know that you don't believe these things because you're an evil person at heart. You are trying to do the best that you can. And I want to show you how to be the best person you can be and the most loving person." And that's what changed all our hearts. That's why we're here today. I couldn't imagine where any of us would be if we didn't have at least one of those people in our lives to really reach down and touch our heart and show us the love of Jesus and tell us, "I know you're trying to do the right thing. Let me show you how." And if we do that to other people, even when they hate and mock us and curse us and say, "I wish you were dead. I wish you were this," they might come back to us years later and they might say, "You know what, dude? I remember how hateful I was. I remember how filled with anger I was, and you didn't curse me. You didn't hate me. And I want to apologize to you, and I am proud to call myself your friend now."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that as well as being, like, liberal, I think that when you, like, initially get red pilled, you do kind of feel like the smartest person ever, the
Oh, yeah.
smartest guy to figure it all out, and,
Oh, yeah.
like, especially when, like, you have a personality, like a media personality as well, you do kind of put it on a little bit to be, like, edgy, and you wanna get those clips and, dude, when I was first starting, I had, like, this issue with, like not like an I well, like, I guess kind of an issue, but with, like, swearing. Like, it was, like, a nervous thing because I wasn't that comfortable in front of the camera, and I knew that, like, if I swore, I could emphasize what I was saying, you know?
Yeah.
And looking back at, like, the old VODs, I'm like, yeah, like, it was just, like, cringe. And it just kinda came down to, um, me not really knowing what I was doing, and I wasn't that comfortable in front of the camera yet. And then as you kinda spend time being in this role and you kinda simmer down, not only do you fortify your beliefs, but you kind of, like, refine it. And you understand, like, yeah, I don't need to be, you know, putting on this front of, like, anger or disdain or anything. I can just be me with these beliefs. And people will like it. You know, you're not gonna be hated for, being not the most based and edgy blood tribe member in the room. Um, I think that people just kinda have to, like, settle into that. And, I do agree that, um, people need forgiveness. People need to be able to kind of grow as they figure things out. And, hopefully the people that went at you and the people that, are sending these messages saying that you're going to hell and stuff, hopefully that, a couple years down the line, they can kind of figure out and be like, okay, yeah, it wasn't that serious. It wasn't that serious. I kind of messed up. Um, in like the same way that I feel like myself and a lot of other people in this movement were kind of like, maybe a tad not overly edgy, but a little bit maybe like jumping the gun a bit when we first got into it.